wrestling fans, and especially those of strong style. I'm your host, Jeremy the Impact York. We are here with a special edition show as we welcome in the Vision Orion. He's got the big match coming up this weekend. We're going to talk about it 12 gauge pro wrestling up in Rome versus Chris Crunk. But before we get into that, I just want to welcome you onto the show. Orion, how are you today?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for having me.
And I've like I said beforehand, when I found out I've actually seen you wrestle half a dozen times. I think you're quite good, but you're quite good.
I've been told that a lot lately, especially from some higher up people. So I always appreciate hearing it. Honestly, it's never a thing of like being cocky and being arrogant in regards
Yeah.
to knowing good. It's just a thing of like when you've done this for so long and you've invested so much into it that if you're not good at this point, it's kind of like a waste of time. Like you feel like you've wasted your time. So it's always good to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Never think of like arrogance. It never feeds my ego, you know. Just kind of feeds me in the right direction that I'm doing the right things.
Exactly. And I think that comes a lot to kind of your path that you have had up until this point. I mean, the obvious, it was one of the most, you know, popular questions when I said you were going to be on. Everybody wanted to know about you training at the Dark Arts Gym, and I believe you being a trainer there with of course in WWE they know him as Selena Vega and Aleister Black. So let's just get that out of the way and tell us how that's kind of shaped the path you've been on.
So I've always been less than fortunate in regards to Florida wrestling. In regards to training facilities, there's never been any really top A1 facilities. Um, Now there's an abundance. Oh my God, there's so many now. But it was one of those things where I was working for OVW, doing TV every week, driving up there every single Thursday, and I would literally get to the venue. Call time was like 3 o'clock, and I was there at noon in the rain, training, bumping, rolling, everything like that. And a lot of people didn't show up to train, didn't use that time wisely, and it just infuriated me. So the moment that I got wind from Speedy, who is the AEW photographer, amazing guy, that Malachi Black at the time was opening up a wrestling school. I'm just like, oh, please, dear God, where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? It's an hour from my house. I'm like, oh, thank God. I'm like, okay, you know what? I can drive an hour, not a problem. I don't care. Um, and like the first couple days just showing up, like it's intimidating because again, like I've met him multiple times before in the past through various promotions, Evolve, WBN, um, just various places, stuff like that. Crazily, like I've seen him so many times just out and about in life. I've seen him at Disney, I've seen him at the mall, like just randomly. It's just like craziest thing. So like once I got to that point of like training there consistently, it was probably a good, I want to say it was like 6 months in. He pulled me aside and I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. He's like, what do you think about being a coach here? And I'm just like, oh. He goes, no, 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 no. You'd still be able to come to regular classes and learn and everything like that. He goes, but I need somebody else. I need another coach. So then, I became the secondary coach. Third coach, if with Zelina, and then
Yeah.
we have Vincent of the Righteous is also a coach.
Ooh,
And
what a cool.
yeah, oh my God, like he's the guy. The guy is just has a mind like nobody else. It's crazy. And now we have Eric Stevens from ROH, who assists me on Wednesdays as a coach as well. So like
Wow.
we have go away. Yeah, sorry. I was given a 9 3/4 thing. I'm a big Harry Potter. It won't shut the fuck up. Um, but so that just kind of delved into that, and then it just started getting to like doing more and more, and like there's been interviews that Zelina's brought us up, me and Ellie, in regards to like prepping her for the Royal Rumble or prepping her for matches, and it feels good that that I'm that I'm looked at in a light of, hey, you're talented enough to help the top athletes and assist them to get better. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's that we did with, Coach going back to WWE is there's a mini docu series on the Dark Arts YouTube page. If you're not yet, check it out. It's amazing. Um, of us prepping coach to go back to WWE, different workouts, regimens, in ring stuff. Um, like we don't go easy. Our school is very revered for our cardio and for our hard hitting style and for just again not being a walk in the park. I mean, thankfully there's more schools around here. There's Ace Steel's Foundation.
Mm.
Um, there's the Fighting Spirit with Pete Dunne and the Grizzled Young Vets.
Mm.
Uh, 3D Academy with Devon. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
what else? Flatbacks. House of Glory just opened a school in Orlando.
Mm.
That is Zelina Vega's cousin. So, um, Florida's starting to finally get some good schools. I just hope that the talent in Florida takes advantage of that and actually goes because they need it.
Yeah, and I think you described that style, especially that the two of them have. But I would also add in that that's also part of your game is no wasted motion. Nothing, everything means something. There's not a bunch of fanfare and parading around in either of the actually the four, if you include Vincent, either of the four of you that are coaches there. There's no wasted motion that you see other places. Like they feel like they have to fill the time up or fill the gap of space up, and it's no, you do what's necessary when it's necessary.
I don't pander. We don't pander. Um,
Hmm.
as much as the wrestling world is, fans are like, oh, it's this, and this is what it should be. No. The moment that you sit down the moment that you buy that ticket, right? You're on my time. I'm not on your time.
Mm-mm.
But you sit in that seat. It's not about you. It's about me.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how much you want to feel, oh, well, I'm no, you're not. You are a fan. You get to watch. That's what you paid for. Same thing with when you go to the movies. You sit in your seat. You enjoy. You react how you feel that you want to react. You are not part of the show. You are not an integral part of me kicking somebody's teeth in. Right? You're not going to tell me what to do or what you want to see because I don't care what you want to see. Right? You will be impressed. You will be amazed. I can promise you that because rope to rope, I am probably one of the fucking best, honestly. Right? Guaranteed. Um, but yeah, there's far too many people that pander. Where we are very violent individuals, and we express that. We don't mince words, like you said. We don't waste motion, you know, and that's the way we like it. That's why when people watch us, they know that we're different. It's also a reason why some people don't like us because we're different.
Which is why people like me and my friends gravitate to people like you guys because for so many years we all tried to stand out and be different, and we realized we didn't have to try as hard when we got older. You didn't have to try as hard. We're already different.
That's how it should be. I
Exactly. Before we get much more into maybe your origin and stuff, I saw the video on I believe it's on your Instagram. It is pinned there. That finisher that you use, the when his leg goes up over your shoulder and you do the spinning, almost Michinoku driver, but it's way different than that. Even what is that even called?
Oh, the Obliviate.
The Oblivia. Okay.
So again this is where I give you a little backstage preview. I'm a nerd. I am a huge nerd. I'm not gonna hide it because again, it's part of who I am. Wearing Cowboy Bebop, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If here you see the figures on my wall,
Hmm.
again, I'm not gonna pretend that I'm not a nerd because again, it's what I like. I don't care if people like it or not. Um, So Obliviate is the spell that Hermione casts on her parents,
Oh, yep.
make them the memory, like all memory of ever knowing who she is. So when I came up with that move, um, and again, this is just me sitting in a like honestly, it took me probably like 6 hours in the ring to come up with that move, and it was just trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. And I've seen people try to steal it. Go fuck yourselves if you're trying to steal my shit. Um, because I see it far too often. Again, I do get tagged and stuff, and I do see it. And not only do I see it, but my coaches see it as well, and they laugh at you because you're pathetic. Just in case they're watching, or if they do watch at any point. But anyways, so you had the killing curses and everything like that. Yeah, those are powerful, but I believe taking away somebody's ability to remember is a far more powerful, I guess, spell than anything else. So, and it just sounds absolutely just devastating, and it is.
Oh, it really is. I mean, after I saw that video, I saw a dozen more uh, times that you've done it, and it seems to just grow and grow like a proper spell would.
As it should.
But see it as where you got the inspiration for the name of it. Just because this is going to come up. If I don't ask, what house would you be a part of?
I am a Ravenclaw.
See, I have a lot of teenagers and younger people in my life that are big into that whole series, and I've taken so many quizzes about what house you should be here and there, and 95 or 96% of the time, I'm Ravenclaw. I'm the only person that ever takes that quiz for them that ever comes up. They're always in one of the other houses. They said, "Of course, you're going to be the only Ravenclaw we know," and I went, "I guess I'm going to have to watch the movies a little closer just to see if it fits."
So, unfortunately, you'll probably have to read the books to be fair, because the movie doesn't. It's the one thing I don't like about the movie is that the movies don't. And I haven't read the books yet. I have to read the books. I've
Yep.
been told I have to read the books. The movies don't really focus on Ravenclaws or Hufflepuffs at all.
Mm,
They're
right.
more Slytherin and oh wow, I'm
Um, oh, it's the main one.
Gryffindor. Oh god.
Yep, yep.
So that's my only gripe with the Harry Potter movies. So
Yeah. I, I know people with the books. I need to get those soon then. I'm always a book over movie person.
then
But let's circle back and go what was it about professional wrestling, or what was it about the training, or whatever it was that either attracted you into it? Like, did you choose wrestling, or did wrestling choose you?
um a little bit of both, I guess. So my uncle used to do security for WWF and WCW back in the day whenever they came to town.
Hmm.
But he was also on like an extra payroll as well, so he would do like spots during the show if they needed somebody to grab and throw around. My uncle was no small man, so he was about 320 pounds, big jack black man. So whenever they needed somebody to grab and anything like that, or security on the camera or whatever, it was always him. Um, so I get to go to shows with him at the War Memorial, meet the wrestlers, stuff like that. And when he wasn't working there, it was WCW on one TV, Monday Nitro, and then Raw on the other TV. And my
Yep.
grandmother VHS recording them all. Uh, so it's just one of those things of like, I grew up just constantly around it. So it was never a thing of like, I fell away from it for a little bit when I was like, I think like 14, because I came into a growth spurt and I discovered girls. So, um,
It happened.
you know, so that happened. And then, I came back to it and I found, that at 16, I really wanted to train. And my mom and my stepfather, especially my stepfather, who, let's just say he's a less than desirable person. Um, I hate him with every fiber of my being. He's a piece of shit. Um, Drama. But they weren't really big on it. They're like, oh, that's you're not gonna make that. That's not gonna make you any money, blah blah blah, this, that, and the third. So they told me like that we're not going to help you. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. Okay, so I had to start finding my own ride. Well, the only place that I found that would even talk to me or that I knew it was even close enough was in Boston from Syracuse. It was a long ass drive. Um, Killer Kowalski's school. So I started going there for 6 months, and for the first month, he told me no. Every time I showed up, no. And I was only able to show up for like once a week. My stepbrother would take me, and for the first month, no, no, you're too small. No, 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 not doing it, not doing it, not doing it, not doing it. Eventually, it's like, okay, you know what? Fine, whatever, dude. Uh, you have I think it was like $2,000 or something, $2,500. He goes, I need $2,500 up front by next week. Nope, I had a summer job, so yeah, I had my money. I paid my money. And I trained there for about 5, 6 months. He got really, really sick. They shut the school down.
Yep.
So I went and trained at Square Circle Wrestling, 2CW. And again, the trainer had graduated from Kowalski School, but again, not a really good guy to be honest with you. But I learned enough of what I needed to learn. I was there for about a year and a half. I learned what I needed to learn. So upon that, I heard Florida was the hotbed. Hey, if you want to get signed, if you want to do wrestling, you got to go to Florida. Florida, 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 Florida. I missed the boat by I think like a good year and a half, 2 years. When I'm like, where's all the wrestling? There was like one company in Florida. Um, like FCW was now NXT and everything like that. Like there was no more like territory in Florida. And like I was like, oh, okay.
Nope.
So I started working for ACW, which is part of the WWN brand. I worked for FIP. Then I started working at WXW in Mineola for Pops, Awful. Got
Hmm.
really Pops, trained with Pops for about a good year. Um, Worked there for about 2 years. Did everything we could there, and that's kind of always my biggest thing is like with indie companies, once you kind of do everything you can do and the roster not really changing, it's the same
Yeah.
people, you
Hmm.
got to kind it's never a thing of like I didn't like anybody, I didn't want to work with anybody. It was just kind of thing like it was time to move on. You know.
Yep.
So then Bob Evans, Uncle Bob, um, came and did a seminar one time and showed me how to start getting booked out of state. Got me a couple booking got out of state. It was like, hey, the rest is on you. And I've been hooked ever since. Just going, 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 going. I trained with Matt Seidel for a year, and
Oh.
then obviously learned TV and proper etiquette from Doug Basham and Al Snow. I did some babyface training with Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. Same with Ellie. Ellie's been along the line, the ride the entire time as well, learning all these things. Um, so we have a very diverse portfolio,
Yeah.
and I think that's what kind of makes us different and why we kind of view wrestling a little bit differently than most people, because this is our full time gig.
Yeah.
This is not we have a job Monday through Friday and we wrestle on the weekends. No, like wrestling is all we do. Um, and we try to tell you all the time like it's not easy. It wasn't easy. Like I started wrestling full time back in 2018.
Mm.
You had to start with your money. You have to be save money. You got to push. The pandemic happened. And I'll be honest, right now, there, buddy, WWE paid my bills the entire pandemic and put a lot of money in my back pocket because of the extra pay that they were giving out during the pandemic because of the hazard pay and everything like that. Um, I tell everybody like making a living on the indies right now is hard because there's so many $10 workers that promoters will put on, and
Yep.
there's not a lot of real promoters left. That's just me being honest. I'm not shitting on anybody, but in regards to the promoter of the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s, like we've gotten away from that where it's like let's just post some posts on Facebook and hope that we draw. Like there needs to be more flyering. There needs to be
Yeah.
more storytelling. And again, to each their own. Hey man, if it works for you and you're drawing 500-600 people, awesome, congratulations. Let's work together. But I still believe that having something physical in your hand, is always the best way to promote that and word of mouth. You know, um, we still have a lot of good indies. You know, But then when I go to other countries, I see places like C4 or Demand Lucha that I've wrestled at. C4 I've wrestled at. Smash Wrestling in Canada. Super Kick Wrestling in Toronto. Um, when I go over to the UK and SWW and SOS and LDN, I see the crowds that they're bringing and stuff like that, and they're still doing the flyering and the pushing out. I'm like, okay, yeah, there we go. That's how promoters do this, you know. Same thing with the wrestlers, though. The workers. I look at them and I'm like, why are you guys not promoting shows? Why are you not promoting your matches? You know, are you not interested in making this a money match? Chris Crunk. I haven't heard a word, brother. If you're scared,
Shots
say,
fired there, Chris.
listen, I go 110 at all times. And that's all right. I know I called you out pretty harsh. I told you, I know you've been sitting your ass on that couch. Now, like a phoenix from the ashes, you've risen. Or at least that's what what is the Georgia history whatever fucking said. Oh, he's risen from the ashes. He's back up. Oh my God, it's a godsend. It's a reinvigorated, Chris Crunk. Cool. Show me. Show me because I've called you out. I told you exactly who I think you are. I told the fans who you were. And here's the thing about me, Chris. I don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not go around spreading false information. I told you, you went home, you took your ball, you ran home, you hid, you sat on the couch, you played your freaking video games, you did absolutely nothing for whatever time period. And while you were doing that, I have been out here kicking people in their heads, knocking people off their pedestals, and winning championships and making a name for myself. If you cannot step up, step aside, let somebody else.
I mean, that, like you said, I don't think there was any lies said right there. It's Chris is going to have to bring his A game on Sunday up there in Rome at the fairgrounds. Chris Crunk, for people who aren't paying attention and following here at 12 gauge, their show Blood and Iron. To me, this is your matchup is one of the should be the most anticipated one. Not just what you're bringing to the table, but I want to see where Chris is at too. I saw his comeback at the last show. It seemed like he was on the up and up and getting really close to where he was before he went home. But
How long,
as you said, if he doesn't bring that top level, he's going to get obliterated.
how long was that match?
Hmm. 12, 15 minutes, I think. Had some interference in the end.
I just went 26 minutes with Jack McGuire at the CWF and barely broke a sweat.
Hmm. Crunk's going to have to bring it. He's going to absolutely have to bring it.
Here's the thing: this isn't just a message for Crunk. This is for anybody because again, I'm bringing my students from the dark arts. You guys don't understand that these guys they don't play games. Ronan Laveau is a legitimate MMA striker and a former ex-military. He's not. He's not here to fuck around. I'm telling you. I'm warning. I'm giving you a warning for this for anybody that's watching this. If you're not there on Sunday, you should be because my guys are legit. Jay Villa and the short Cruz Rivera, they sound like, oh, hunky doink. No, no, no. They're there to take heads off. Andreas Reyes, the true champ, he might be short, but he's cocky as hell, but he will knock your block off. Colt Manson, you want to see sadistic? You want to see somebody that will literally tear you limb from limb? Sunday. Sunday. These are all guys that are trained by myself. Vincent of the Righteous, Alistair Black, Zelina Vega, Eric Stevens. You don't understand. If you've never seen an Eric Stevens match, if you've never seen a Alistair Black match, Tommy End match, Malachi Black, whatever you want to call him, we enforce violence. So I hope that anybody that steps in the ring with us is ready. Because if you're not, you're going to get eaten alive.
And for anybody watching, if you ever tried to figure out why I stay on this side of the barrier, that's part of it there. Because when I see a killer, I stay out of their way. And like you said, there is a caravan of killers, which would be a great T-shirt, but a caravan of killers coming Sunday up there to Rome. And anybody that's in their path, if you, like you said, if you're not going to step up, step out.
Listen, I understand a lot of people love this business. There is no business like wrestling. There isn't.
No.
Wrestling gives you art. Wrestling gives you acting. Wrestling gives you violence, hard hitting. It gives you, that moment of euphoria. But here's the thing, I firmly believe this: it's not for everybody, and that's
Mhm.
not going to be popular. Sorry, I'm not here to be popular. Not with you people. Not with the fans. I don't care. I don't care if your favorite. Boy, he's my favorite. I don't care. He probably doesn't belong. You think I'm wrong? Prove me wrong. I would love to be proven. I love being proven wrong. Prove me wrong. That's all I want. And Sunday, Chris Crunk has that chance. What time's the show at? 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
It's an early show. It's an early Sunday show. Now the kids got school on Monday. Come see if Chris Crunk can actually prove me wrong, or if he's just going to prove that he never actually had it in the first place.
There you go. Once again, that's I don't think it could be put in any better way. Anybody who is not already coming to this show, what else are you doing at 4 o'clock on a Sunday? I mean, when this man right here just told you the caravan of killers that are coming up from Florida, and they're gonna leave everybody in their wake if you're not paying attention. So definitely want to come to Blood and Iron from 12 Gauge up there in Rome. We're here with the Vision Orion. Just spitting the truth. Like he said, he doesn't lie. There's no reason to lie about all this. When you hear his pedigree he comes from, the fact that he trained all these guys coming this way here. If you miss this show, that's on you. And I don't see a reason why you should miss this because Blanco Loco or the Vision Orion, the Sultan of the Sky, whatever you want to call him, the guy sitting on the other side of the screen for me is here for blood. But I'm not going to, we just talked about not wasting time. I am not going to waste any more of your time tonight. We appreciate you coming on the show. You are definitely welcome back at any time, along with any of your students or anybody in your, um, uh, anybody in your gym there. But Orion, it has been fantastic having you on. We will see you Sunday, and I will do my best to stay out of your way.
You gonna be there? You're gonna be there Sunday.
I will be there Sunday.
All right, let's do a couple of interviews on Sunday while you're there. Talk get some perspective on my guys. For those of you that just I guess can't find the time to show up, I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna give you a gift. I'm gonna let this gentleman talk to the Caravan of Killers. He'll get some exclusive interviews with them that he can post on his social media, and that way you can get accustomed to who these guys are. Because in the next 5 years, these guys are going to be at the top of every mountain. Anywhere you look, you're going to see these guys. I can promise you that. So before that happens, I'm going to let this gentleman get in touch with them and talk to them, and hopefully survive those interviews. I'll tell him to be nice, but I can't guarantee anything.
I'll do my best. That's all I can do with that. But yeah, we will be there early Sunday. So anybody that shows up early, maybe you'll see some of these early chats happen. And if not, pay attention to all the social media. Speaking of which, where can everybody follow you or find you on social media? Even though I know it doesn't mean anything to you.
I hate social media, but I do use it, to be fair. So what I will say is my social media is super easy to find me on. I'm actually getting ready to go live on Twitch here shortly. But you can find me on the Orion X on pretty much every platform except for Twitch, Twitch is the level X. That's the with THEE.
There you go. Well, once again, Ryan, it has been fantastic having you on. We will see you and your caravan of killers, as I have now coined them, on Sunday.
Sure, thank you.
Thanks for watching Special Edition of Strong Style. We will see you guys next time around. Deuces, gooses. Go watch wrestling.